Hello, how to analyze stocks for swing trading using maximum monthly chart trends. Well, let's use three examples here. The first one is URY. I do not use monthly chart to analyze stocks. I use it to trace to see if the stocks is upward trending and to trace some support lines, because with our long uptrend line swing trading strategy, our entry points are the support lines, the value lines, the major support lines, the long uptrend lines. So I start with maximum monthly chart to trace those, connecting some past years lows, going from left to right to the price, because the price is on the y-axis and we have the date on the x-axis. And you will trace multiples to see how many will get close to the current price. So pretty much you'll be tracing from left to right, and you'll continue tracing it to see if you'll get one that will get close to the current price, which will be this one. And now you'll ask yourself, okay, so which one has more connect point, which support line that the price came back to rest on before went back up again, especially when it's reaching new high. For instance, it touched base with this one to go and reach a new high, came back to it, and this is a new high as well, came back to it. This is a new high as well, and then it used this one to create those new high. So in this instance, for instance, we will wonder, is it going to use this as the value line? Because the value line is the line or the support line passing by the bottom of the mountain. So, and it touched base with a few times or multiple times in the past. Now between those two, we wanted to see if, because a mountain, do you see this mountain here? To create this mountain, the price is pulling back to where and going up. So there is a support line supporting this side of the mountain. When you are building a house, you'll have beams to support it. So there is a support line supporting this upside wall of the mountain, and there is a support line supporting this downside of the mountain. So this line, is it a support line supporting the upside of the mountain, or is it a value line? So those are questions that we should ask ourselves. And in this instance, I'm not entirely sure. So I highlighted those two, that this could well be a value line. It's not too far from this one. So by tracing those value lines, then I will go to maximum daily chart. So I use maximum daily chart for my daily chart analysis and to trade, to buy stocks and to sell stocks. So now on this maximum daily chart, if we can activate some line to adjust it, if it's now well close or is too much into a chart, we wanted to adjust it, we'll adjust it, otherwise we will leave it like that. So we have those two lines, and now we will compare. Let's say we don't have URI in our URI in our portfolio. Our goal will be to buy it at either one of those three lines. So now the question we'll ask ourselves is where the price is compared to where we want to buy. So our analysis will be to see, okay, so Friday, because today is September 29, 2025, so we are doing the analysis before the market open today, Monday. So the market closed on Friday on green. That's why the price is highlighted in green. That means the price at the end of the day was higher than the price in the morning when the market opened. So we'll compare that last price to where we want to enter the trade. And since it's far from me, then we are not going to do anything. We are not going to buy these stocks. We'll move to the next stocks and analyze it. URY though, we already purchased it. So because we already purchased it, now we will be comparing where the price is to where we want to exit. And with URY instance, we purchased one. In 2024, we traded multiple times using short uptrend and swing trading strategy. And the arrows at the bottom pointing up shows where we purchased it in the past. And the arrows at the top facing down shows where we sold it. So, and then we purchased it, we sold it when it reached a new high there. Then we purchased it again right at the tip of the mountain, and it was done with it. So it pulled back, and this is a support line for the upside wall of the mountain in this journey. So when it was done with it, it pulled back, went up, touched base with that support line again, and pulled back. So when it came back to this support line, we bought some more again. That's why we have another arrow there pointing up. It pulled back down, trying to get closer to this line here, and then start going up. It reached a new high here. So now the question we'll ask ourselves is it done going up? Should we sell it, or should we stay longer in the trade? So the way I did my analysis is I estimate that it's going to continue going up. And the reason why I say that is it came close to this support line here around this area. So when it left this support line where we bought it the second time, it reached new highs multiple times before it pulled back to it. So if we take this support line here, when it left it, again it reached multiple highs before it came back to it. So that means because it came back to it and start going up, the way I estimate it is, well, it's going to continue going up because it came back to the valley of the mountain and start going up. So it's in its way to create new peak. It has not reached it yet. The previous peak, when it left here, was somewhere here. It created multiple ones along the way, but the highest one was somewhere here, probably this one here. So when it came back down again to the valley line before start going up, you can see that this drop here didn't touch any base of those valley lines. So it went up and pulled back again. So when it touched base with this valley line and got close to this one and start going up, I assume it start a new journey again. It start creating a new mountain again. So therefore it could have multiple peaks before it will reach the highest peak and start going down. So there are two ways that I like to do that. Is the first one is look at the previous, when it first decided, when it first did the first new high between last time that it touched base with the trend line that I bought it to when it was done. The first one was around somewhere here in 2023 August, and it took all the way to November 2024 before it was done. So it's like a year time frame. If it's going to repeat the same pattern, therefore now that it reached a new high here, starting, let's say starting from maybe here or there, we can just start from here, which was April, now March 2025, because we have the dates on the x-axis and the dotted line are years. This is 2025 and this is March. It could, well, for a year time frame, we are getting there yet, right? So it could be, yeah, like, I think this one was like a year and a half or so. Now is, I think it's a year time frame. So it's like from March. No, I think I was counting it from when it reached a new high, right? So we'll do the same thing here. So it reached a new high somewhere here, so which was in June 2025. So we have about June 2025 to maybe June, or no, is July here. So July 2025, it reached a peak there, the first one in this claim mean. So that means from July maybe all the way to July 2026, August, September or so, it will continue going up, and of course pulling back and going up, pulling back and so forth, creating the support line that will support that upside wall of the mountain, resting on it and going back up. So with that assumption, I decided to stay longer in the trade and keep monitoring it. So you can see it's pulling back, going up, pulling back, going up, and so forth. So even though it reached another peak here, it pulled back again. So that is one strategy, staying longer in it, halfway through this creation from July to the next one, and then sell it. The second option, the second strategy will be, maybe to confirm this one, will be to compare the price. If we compare it from this, the price was 320 here, and the last peak was like A84. So 320 and A84. 320, let's do A84 divided by 320. So it's giving us 2.7 or 2.8. So we are going to be conservative and say 2.7. So 2.7 times 320 is that A84. So therefore we can say, okay, so let's say when it touch base, we can use either one of those price. I can use the lowest one, 534. So I can say 534 times 2.7 to be more conservative. When it reach 1,441, then I could sell it. So, and then I can just make a note as the target price, 2.7 times 4, 536. I put here target price 137D. Okay. And yeah, so we leave it like that. So you get the point. So that is the second strategy if we want to quantify our exit. Otherwise, if we just want to maybe qualify it, we can just see the time frame between the last time it started creating the peak to the when it ended, and see the time frame and just use that to estimate how long it's going to take for that to be done. If it's repeating the same pattern, and just say, okay, we are going to stay in the trade for 2/3 of the time or for half of the time once it starts reaching, after it reached the first peak in this mountain creation or building. So that is those two strategies that I'm using to determine my exit point, and I'll just talk about our entry point as well. So, and that is pretty much what our analysis is going to be, and I'll use daily chart for those. The monthly chart is only to trace our support line and to be sure that the stocks is up trending. So the next one we are going to analyze is Visa. So we want to buy at those two trend lines, but right now it reached the new high and is going down, but it's nowhere near it. Therefore we are not going to buy it. The next one, and you can see that your RY is highlighted on our portfolio because on our watch list, because we bought it already. Therefore exit point is what we will be keeping an eye on, and the one that are not highlighted are the one we want to buy. Therefore, we'll be comparing the current price after the market close the previous day to the value line, the support line, the uptrend lines where we want to buy. So the one we are going to analyze is WAB. So WAB, okay, so we like to buy at this trend line here. We color it in purple, but when it pull back, it touched base with this one and went back up and pull back and start going up. So I don't know if this is the value line it like to rest on, but I still prefer to wait when it comes down to this one. So it didn't touch base with either in 2024 and 2025. It touched base with this one. I don't really trust this line in the sense that there is not much support to it. This is one after 2023, so it's just not a strong support for me to say that that's the valley of the mountain. I prefer to think maybe that is the upside wall of the mountain, and I wanted to keep paying attention to it to see if it's going to, you know, continue going up from here, or if this is just a part of a chain of the mountain that is creating. It's not done creating it yet after it left here in 2023. If so, I prefer to still wait to get to it at this line here. It does not mean that we will buy it exactly on the line, but when it touch base with it and start going up and start making higher lows is when we will buy it. When it's coming down, it's going to be making lower lows, but then when it start going up, it will start making higher lows. You'll be comparing the red bar between the green bars and wanted to see a higher and higher. So when it start going up, making higher lows, we'll buy some share at the first or second green bar that follow a pullback. This conclude how I do my chart analysis for swing trading using maximum daily chart, but I like to start with maximum monthly chart to trace my lines, and then move to maximum daily chart and start doing the analysis there. And the analysis when it comes to long uptrend long swing trading strategy is to compare where the price is after the market close to where you want to buy the value line or the support line. And when you bought the stocks, you want to compare where the price is to where you want to exit. And where to exit, we have two strategies: either the time frame between the previous highs and from when it started making new highs to when it ended, the distance between it, to see if it's going to repeat that, you know, stay in the trade once you reach the first new high, to stay in the trade for half the time to accumulate some profits, or use price to see the last time it touched base with where you bought it that line to when it was done with the peak, the ratio, you know, and use that to calculate from the lowest point that it reached before it start going up again, to see, you know, to estimate your exit price point. So thank you so much for watching our videos. We thank you very much for your time. We thank you very much for all your comments, and we thank you very much all that subscribe to our channel. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel and ninasub.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your account from there. That way you just use your hard work paycheck, a portion of it, as the foundation, as the capital, the leverage that you are leaning on to create a stream of income for yourself. So when we are looking at URY, since we already have it, we can take a look at it in our record spreadsheet here. The first time we bought it was in 2024, and the second time was some months later in 2025. The same number of shares, but you can see the price difference between the two. And right now, I think it's what, A84? No, let's go back to a URY 947. So you can estimate the profit there per share, 947. So we have profits on both. I don't like to sell stocks at a loss. As much as possible, I just keep it in the portfolio until it become positive. So that's how I held on to the first purchase until it came down to that line again, and then I bought some more, waiting until it, is past both prices that I pay for it, and start deciding, do I want to exit or do I want to wait in longer? But at this point, it's higher than the first purchase. But yeah, that is, and look into it. So we have not sold it. That's why the sell area does not have any entry just yet. So thank you so much for your time. For more of our swing trading related videos, will you please check the playlist in the description of this video. Thank you so much for your time.